see if I can pop my neck.
Okay. Welcome to podcast episode number 24.
Woo!
We have 22 subscribers, so it's. I mean, I had to steal a couple of those subscriptions.
Breaking the rules.
Subscriptions.
All right, this is going to be the first mystery selection episode. We have some choices in a hat. This is going to be disastrous, but
They are all excellent choices.
Joined here in Kinnear's Lounge with me, the Ziglet,
Ziglet.
Ziggy!
Crystal, and Jason. Pick
All right,
one.
I'm picking.
Pick wisely.
I am choosing from the multitude.
And we are doing...
Here's the selection is...
The Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
Pick again. Alright.
All right. It's going to be our first
Go-Go's.
20-minute review.
It's the Go-Go's.
It's our first 20-minute talking over albums. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right.
This is going to be fun.
Begin talking. Which one are we doing? Beauty and the Beat?
Yes.
The
We don't
Go-Go's
have to do
first
any of the
album,
deluxe
yes?
stuff.
Alright. I know nothing about them.
Woo!
Except that they are apparently the Bangles.
Yeah.
This is what I've learned about Brett today, people. Brett thinks the Bangles and the Go-Go's might be the same people.
Close your eyes. Give me your hand,
Oh,
darling.
and then there were one. You thought there were two bands, but there was just one. The Go-Go's, they were a band.
Alright, we're doing OU812.
90,
No.
1981.
Okay, yeah. Anybody got the Wikipedia up?
It was before Brett was even itching his daddy's pants. And
Well, if this
1981.
is short enough, we can...
I was old. I was already an old man in a little boy's body.
Where's the vape? I saw it. Alright.
We wouldn't try and do a podcast without it.
Maybe I should switch places with you.
Okay, the Go-Go's.
Oh,
Here's
they have Belinda Carlisle.
right, Belinda Carlisle.
This is where she got
apparently was
all,
super hot or something.
Yeah, I had some friends who thought she was
No, that's what's her name from the Bangles.
she was the
Who was the
no, she was a little blonde.
one of these women were the Prince protege, right?
She was running around in
No, that was the Bangles.
was running around in
Oh yeah, Prince wanted
little tiny skirts. That was
Right, little tiny skirts are good thing. What I remember
lots
was,
of neon.
You looked in the hat, didn't you?
I did not, I swear to God.
She doesn't.
If I looked in the hat, it would have been like, I would have announced Wham or something.
So, yeah. So, what's her? It was.
It struck me as being super unusual to have an all-girl band, not just a girl front person, but all-girl
band.
That was a
I
crazy wild
watched a
thing they were
little
doing.
thing about them because they're going to have a musical with their songs in it and stuff.
Oh yeah. I was listening to Sirius XM or the First Wave or something. Somebody was talking about it. They're interviewing somebody from the Go. I think it was Jane Weedland.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking.
Great
They were both. Sounded really excited about this musical.
Yeah, I saw the they were talking about this album and how when they first started playing together and everything, they knew they kind of sucked, but they kept getting better and better and better. And they finally played for somebody, like a record executive or something, and they were really upset because the record executive just didn't get what they were doing. He was like, is this some kind of like a... how did she put it? It's like, are you some kind of a like you're an all-girl group, like you're gonna do a movie or something? It's like, no, we're a frickin' band.
So Prince didn't stalk anybody from the Go-Go's. That's surprising.
No, that's
I
what's her
would be
face from the
surprised.
Bangles.
I would be surprised if Belinda Carlisle didn't eventually do a Prince song. Because
Okay.
here we go, folks.
Here's Our Lips Are Sealed.
It's a nice danceable white person beat. It's got a nice beat and you can dance to it.
Can you hear them?
I don't know why you hate my eardrums.
Oh, who is it? There was another 80s band that did a cover of this at like the same time. They were a British group. I think it might have been like Funboy 3 or something, but they did a slower, slightly more introspective version of the song that was a hit at the same time. I can't remember the band though. People blow. Somebody's gonna have to figure out where the actual album ends, because this is like super deluxe. It's probably just it can't stop the world, but yeah, I'm guessing that's where it is.
I feel like I'm listening to
Doesn't matter what they say.
93.3 right now.
Right. Fun summer.
Flashback weekend,
Fancy
1984. Next weekend, we're gonna flash back to 1984.
No, we're not. We changed our minds. It's 1981 again.
They did a different one this past weekend. It was like 1974.
Ooh.
I was like, wow. They had to come up with an all.
Ooh, we gotta break it down.
Their range was way too high for me. I could never sing along, which means I don't really know the words to all their songs.
Yeah, there wasn't auto-tuned at all.
Yeah, I couldn't sing along at all. It was way too high.
I think
I was being sarcastic.
Belinda Carlisle, and I assume some of the other women in the band were like doing backup vocals too, unless she was singing over herself, but she sounds a lot like both of the women from the B-52s. I know it's kind of the style too, but like very similar. Should have put the B-52s in the hat.
Well, this was 1981. That would have been exactly when.
Well, that was short.
It was.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
album's
I'm
gonna
pretty
be
sure they're
over
all
in
pretty
like
short.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
What's next?
How much more?
How much
This is
more?
another dancey song.
Oh yeah, I guess I should
Oh,
say.
that was the other thing I forgot to say. When they first started out, they were more like a punk band. So that the tempo and everything is gonna make a lot more sense if you know they turned them into a hit band. They started out as kind of a punk thing.
Oh yeah, so I didn't want my intro to be snarky. I never like any album that we pick anyway. So no, but this is right up my alley. I love this stuff, but I don't really engage in on any kind of deep level. But it's really fun. Like yeah. So I love this kind of music.
I want to sit around on the deck in the backyard listening to this and having a margarita.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's just that I think this might be like right in the middle of just competent.
Does anybody notice the production value is pretty good here for 1981?
Yeah.
Where I heard a lot of things that were just kind of like
Somebody decided to spend some money on this band.
right.
Also, did they write the songs?
Yeah,
Ah, that is pretty impressive.
What year was this?
81.
Okay, so that's right on the cusp where you still had bands where the production was still fairly uninvasive, where you're not getting like you're not cramming.
I like how Chris said it, where
the mix
you can tell who they decided was worth spending money on.
Yeah. This is right on the cusp where a couple of years later you're getting like superfluous things crammed into the mix. Here they're just letting them be simple. I guess I should talk about like female driven bands from the 80s. It's almost like a coin toss, because you have like the Go-Go's and the Bangles. I'll kind of throw, even though it's just the lead singer, I'll still throw I Want Candy. What was that group?
Bow Wow Wow.
Bow Wow Wow. I'll still kind of throw them in there too. Whatever, female lead singer. So you have like the candy pop thing, which I love, but you also had the flip side of groups like the Raincoats, the Slits. There's another one I can't think of, but like the really avant-garde kind of female.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Female.
It's
guitar
interesting
bands.
how they would take one band and they would produce them to be more like a more poppy sounding, and then another band they would let them just stay the way they were and didn't put much into the production or whatever. No, leave it the way it is. Mm-hmm. Leave it raw.
Yeah, I've never listened to this. I've never listened to any Go-Go's album. I've heard.
Because
I've probably heard every song individually, just from
I'm just gonna
Sirius XM
for my own
First Wave, but there's Tonight.
This is like
Spelled
they tried
without
to
a G and an H
Whoa.
and an E.
This is more like
Way ahead of their time.
taking a punk band like Blondie and turning it into a pop band instead of
Yeah.
more like Joan Jett and going more the punk rock and roll route. It's like,
Yeah.
because once you sign that contract, I was
Because
under
you
the
can hear that
impression.
little bit of punk, like that.
Well, I
that
was going to
influence is
say,
definitely
I'm
there.
under the impression that once you signed a contract, a lot of people came to the realization they didn't have much to say about their album after that point. So I remember Sting talking about that a lot, trying to retain control of what they put out throughout their thing. Mm-hmm. This is kind of a throwaway. What is this? Tonight with
they were texting
with a T-E.
before their time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, even if I don't particularly love the band or really any song in general, I still just love simple, like, quick-paced 80s new wave sound. So it doesn't have to be spectacular to me. I just love it. Like, anything that sounds like Squeeze, that, or like Split Ends, just that kind of rapid-fire...
Yep. Get in, make your point, get out.
Where it's got...
In fact, this song seems kind of long.
I know. Well, this one's...
Am I being judgy?
This one's an extra 20 minutes. 20 seconds longer.
Okay, so it's just boring.
Tonite.
It's not that it's really that much longer.
It's like a...
kind of boring.
Yeah, here's one to throw on a soundtrack somewhere.
Like, this is fine. It's got that beat. It's got that sort of driving thing with
It's got the beat. It's got the beat.
They do have the beat.
Wait, yeah,
beat.
But this song isn't really grabbing me in any way.
That's what we need. That's the end goal of this podcast, is to figure out, do they have the beat?
Do they have it?
Did they earn the beat? Because they say they have it, but do they really?
I'm still, like, doing this.
I mean, I think that's
For
pretty...
the listeners, I'm kind of bebopping around over here.
They did kind of hold the tempo although so far. We have not changed.
I think that's pretty audacious to say that we have the beat. What about the band The Beat? The English Beat?
Maybe they held
did
them hostage.
not have the beat anymore. They did not retain the beat. I
Maybe
believe
they
the Go-Go's
captivated
briefly
the beat
held
and
the
held
beat.
them hostage
What about Elvis
for a while.
Costello?
I'm going to give it to them that they briefly held the beat.
The beat. They didn't have the English beat.
Release the beat. Justice for the beat.
The beat. Release the beat.
Hashtag justice for beat.
Hashtags. What's the free boob movement thing? It's like, set them hashtag let
Free
them
the boobies?
Yeah. Hashtag let them loose. Free the beat.
Does that go along with the
Here's lust for life.
the frequent Chris quote of, why do I still have a bra on?
Lust to live.
Is this going to sound exactly
Lust
like
to live.
the last song?
Oh, it's got the word lust in it, so.
It's gonna be slower, I bet.
Oh.
Got you.
Oh, there it is.
And that's all I want.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, like I'm such a sucker for
Ooh. Trying something a
drawing
little
you
different
in.
here.
what I've like grown to love most about music is the punk foundation of just the downbeat with something gliding over it. So I don't think punk ever died. It just rapidly evolved into more sophisticated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just love a quick downbeat with a nice melodic icing on top of it. So even if this doesn't engage me on a super deep level, it's still just, it's like, yeah.
Right.
I
was
like
just going
it.
to say, this particular song, I've been kind of listening to it and thinking, they acted like they were going to build up to something. Didn't really build up to much. And that's a lot of what you hear on the 80s albums. It's like, ooh, it's going to get really exciting in a second.
We built up to a 4.
And we're cruising.
It's a slower paced song than the 3 that came before.
Let me see if Nathan
You can still do the white man overbite.
Uh-huh. I'm not sure you could call this danceable. It's beboppable.
Where's Nathan?
Chair
I'm getting a
dancing.
feeling that when you
Chair
went,
dance worthy.
I'm getting a feeling when you saw them live that all these songs were played at exactly the same tempo. And then they just played them twice. And nobody's gonna notice. Just play that one again.
Everybody wants to hear that one again.
It's just a bunch of drunk teenagers. Just play the album
What
twice.
do you mean? I never drank when I was a teenager.
You never went to a Go-Go's concert either. What are we talking about here?
I had a sad childhood, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, if you were drinking in 1981, we probably would never have met.
The cover of this album is the 5 of them basically at a spa getting facials.
That looks a lot like the one.
Like there's a suggestion of nudity, but you can't tell it. So they all look exactly the same.
Yeah, it's the
I'm sure
suggestion.
they loved that.
They have no facial features or hair.
They're quite.
As I talk to women, I find they love when people did that to them. It's like, I know.
Wow.
Let's dress you up like a bunch of naked women.
There's quite a few album covers with that motif of like half naked standing in front of an open sky background. Like Queen did it. The band Orleans did it.
They made
There's
them completely
a bunch of
anonymous.
others I can't. Can you see any vajay in the album cover?
Sadly, no.
Yeah.
But you also don't know if any of these women are have any good looks. They were all attractive women. That was kind of the point of. That's how they got to be the band, right?
I don't know.
I'm sure it was all about talent and everything.
The
but
story was
at
they
the end
just
of the
knew
day,
each other.
Yeah. At the end of the day, somebody paid money to produce this album because they were all hot chicks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a practical matter. Why would they hide their faces? And honestly, in the 80s, album covers would have had a lot more skin showing than even these towels. Like, this album cover is just baffling. They're not...
Is that actually...
They're not using any of their selling points on this album cover.
It's like risque without even being risque.
It's like grandma risque.
Is that song over now?
I've seen...
Yes.
Like, one, you can't see their face or their head. So, if you're really attracted to shoulders and, like, half a leg... So, it's the suggestion of eroticism without actually being erotic.
It's like not... It's completely desexualized, which, I mean, as a feminist, I'm all in favor of.
Hashtag sexy desexualization.
There's nothing sexy about this photo. Or,
No.
Or painting or whatever it is.
It kind of is if you use your imagination.
I mean, if you really want to, you can imagine that the 5 of them are having a sleepover and it's a whole...
It's kind of like a... It's like
pillow fight scenario.
It's basically like being turned on by a Sears catalog.
Yeah. Like, you have to work to make that sexy. This is a bunch of women having a spa day. They've all got masks on. You can't tell one from the other at all. It's bizarre.
Saved by Zero.
I still don't know what the hell that song means. Saved by Zero? Is that somebody's name? Because
The Fix?
there was the actor named... There was the actor named Zero Mostel, so it was like a German name. Here's This Town, which probably is going to end up being the same.
Just want a regular one? One dark one?
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, so let's try... This is This Town.
Okay.
Sounds just like the last 5 songs. So let's figure out what the song Saved by Zero means.
All right.
Is it like the name, like the actor Zero Mostel? That German actor from the 40s? Anyway, it's a German name. It can be. Or is it the number 0? I'm saved by nothing? What the hell is that?
Saved by Zero.
What does it even mean? Is it like an artistic way of saying nobody can save me?
Oh, you're going to like this one. I can tell by smelling it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this one. Yeah, this was a mild hit. Ooh.
I gotta stop looking at this
Can you
album
feel
cover.
it?
Chocolate
I just
coffee
don't
beer
understand
dress. Look
it.
at that.
Why is Vacation not on this?
I'm completely ready to be like incensed as a feminist against their album cover. And then it's this.
Vacation,
Like,
all I
what
ever
is that?
wanted.
I just don't even understand it.
Damn
Okay,
it.
what's this one called again?
This town.
This Town.
Look at that. Dunkel.
Dunkel.
They don't make the greatest names in German, but...
Good old dark Erdinger.
Damn it. I actually had something to say about this that could have sparked some more conversation, but it's gone.
Okay, I'm done talking about beer. We can go back to this. This
Yeah,
town. What
I
are they
have
saying
heard
about this town?
This town is our town.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have heard this.
Well, this sounds like something you'd hear on XM radio.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. It's a deep cut.
if you threw in some more beach-related stuff, yeah, because I guess there's a lot of surf elements, so I'm getting a lot of B-52's
Yeah.
vibe. I mean, I've heard more than my fair share of go-go songs. It's just I've never had this
Chris
kind of
might
context.
know a little bit better than I do, but that would also tie into that California punk sound that you get just a little bit later. That it almost lends itself a little bit to that surf sound. Because, like, the East Coast is loud and metallic sounding and jangly, and that's where that metal thing gets. But what they called surf
Gotta love my
punk.
surf rock,
all
my
the
surf
all the
punk.
skater friends of mine always loved that, what they called surf punk, and it was always just like this almost like throwback to the Jan and Dean stuff, but it was like punk. It was like more angry or something.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, there's a huge overlap of punk, surf, punk, surf, and kind of rock and roll stuff. I think this edges more towards that kind of California surf sound, just a little bit.
Yeah. In Central Illinois, it was all the kids that had the bleach blonde hair that looked like a corn chip.
This album is almost over.
Yeah. Ooh.
There it is.
We got the beat. We've already gotten to the other hit.
Can you feel it? They talk about.
No, that was the first
Oh.
one.
Oh yeah,
That was our lips.
I
were
have
red.
an announcement to make.
Walk down the street. Get the beat.
Again, I can't remember the words.
Anyway, last podcast when I did with Will,
Yeah.
it was an extraordinarily boring album, but it was the first one where I didn't have a meltdown.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I missed a non-meltdown?
It wasn't a complete one though, because I did at one point say, "Yeah, this is really boring," but that was it. And I think this might be the full one where I don't. I mean, I just said it, but it wasn't about this. I think this will be short enough. So good selection, because I think this will be short enough,
You gotta trust the process, man.
and it's all in the same sort of style. So there's not going to be any like bullshit artistic lulls.
And I gotta say it again, every song we listen
be.
to, I could see a girl putting this on an album on her record player in her room and listening to this and dancing and having fun the whole way through. It's very easy
that
for a...
definitely happened at my house.
It's a singing into
Not
the
that I have
hairbrush
records.
album.
Yes.
You mean when your brothers were driving you insane?
No, I went over to Susan Wanmaker's house to do that.
Yeah.
Susan, you
Oh.
better be listening to and subscribe to this podcast.
I thought the next one was called Feeling Fat.
All right.
I know the song.
Yes.
I like.
They got the beat.
I went to
We've
the neighbor
got
across the
beat.
street.
We've got the beat.
And we made up dance
Yeah.
routines to all kinds of stuff, and we probably had a dance routine to at
We've
least one
got
of
the
these songs.
meats, we've got the meats, we've got the meats,
Yay, Arby's!
we've
No.
got the meats.
Brought to you by Arby's. When you want to challenge your stomach to a fight.
Round and round and round. Woo! We got the beat.
One of my favorite things I saw on Facebook this
We
week.
got the beat.
Arby's. How the hell do they have money to buy another company? Like, I like it. Must be a white people thing. Well, that was a missed opportunity.
They definitely have the beat.
Ooh, breaking it down.
And this is not
Feeling fat.
It's feeling.
I'm already
Fast.
giving this one a solid B plus, because you know what? It's not offended me for 1 second of this album, and I appreciate that. Good choice. I'm sorry. I'm glad I didn't use my veto powers.
You
There is-
have no veto power when it's the lottery system.
There's nothing deep, but there's
Yeah.
nothing offensive either.
Wow, Spotify really wants to sell me this Mercedes.
Boy, they know you so well.
Yeah, I have Spotify free version.
Yeah. Shouldn't
can't-
they give that ad to the premium?
I can't
folks?
even pay the $5 a month for Spotify Premium. How the f*** do you think I'm going to afford a Mercedes?
Maybe Mercedes is struggling financially and they can only afford to show that ad to the free people.
You should send them an email and say, "Thanks, Mercedes. You talked me into buying a 1985 Mercedes XL. The one I can afford.
Is it
It's
certified?
only as old as me." And I bought it, and I loved every 30 minutes it ran. Feeling fat, feeling free. I'm gonna fly as high as the trees, 'cause I'm feeling fat. with a PH.
Meow 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 meow. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
This is pleasant background music, is what this
Right?
is.
Meow.
Right, meow.
Ooh, that'd be good. A Van Halen cat cover band.
Right, meow.
Oh, god damn it.
Don't wait.
How
Not
many
Van
times
Hanger,
can you
never
fit
Van
meow
Hanger.
into a conversation?
Hey, you know what? They're competent. I'm starting to fade, but oh, fading fast. Wow.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, at least they're honest with the song title.
All right, I was gonna check
The
out
second
the
side is
original.
fading fast.
Now I'm feeling fat.
What was the?
Yeah, that's the
original
only
track
thing
list?
I gotta say is the songs that aren't hits could have any lyrics in the world you wouldn't notice.
Oh.
But the songs are totally
It's unoffensive.
Yeah.
And that is fine sometimes.
I have got
Like
to
the
share
drummer
with
can
you.
just do this through the entire album.
Yeah.
The title of this album is Beauty and the Beat. And Wikipedia really needs to point out that the title is a play on the European fairy tale Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
In case you were really too stupid to know that.
You don't think there are some people out there that need that explained to them? Then you don't watch enough TV.
This day.
I tried.
Next song is
A-U-T-O-Matic.
Okay.
I'm so in love
We
with you.
are only on the second song.
Stop
Oh,
the
We Got the
music
Beat
battle.
was the first song on the second side. This is only number 2 of the second side of the original release.
This is almost over, so you want to do Revolver?
Well, I think
after
this song
We got
sounds
4 songs left.
I know exactly where Michael Stipe got the idea for
Yeah,
the REM
and they're all
album,
3 minutes or
Gardening
less.
at Night.
Yeah, okay. Automatic.
This commercial
not
break
an
is
REM
brought to you
song.
by Kavita Sparkling Probiotic Wine.
Probiotic wine.
Uh-oh. Holy the beat is different. They don't have the beat anymore.
We just turned into the Doors for a second. What happened?
This is the end.
Well, the last song sounded like the first REM album, so
This is the
so they were
end.
listening to things and
No, I'm gonna guess it's gonna suddenly go into an upbeat thing. All like I don't know where it's
In
gonna
a
be.
second.
Like,
What?
it's gonna be like,
Just kidding.
What are you, an 80s music producer?
I just realized why I couldn't hear
It's
any
a
of this music
dark
half the
slumber
time.
party.
I have a volume control on here that was like at the lowest level.
Oh.
Sorry, you're gonna have to cut that out. Gee, now I can hear the music. I've been really struggling with that.
let's sing Prince's A-U-T-O-Matic over this.
No,
I can't.
I don't know it. I was gonna make out like I just didn't want to, but really it's just that I don't know it.
All
And then
of
Brett's
my
gonna go ahead and
purple life,
beatbox.
I have waited for my dream. It's from the 1999 album.
This is awesome. I
Blah,
should use
blah,
these
blah,
headphones
blah,
every
blah,
time.
blah. That was my intention.
Nobody even thought
Oh wait,
Prince was ripping
No.
off the Go-Go's.
sorry, I was singing.
He was stealing from so much of the Go-Go.
Never mind, I was singing Erotic City. I don't know how automatic goes.
Well, we can't have you not know. You're our
Automatic.
resident expert.
It goes,
A-U-T-O-Matic. I'm so in love with you.
Did you get tired of spelling?
You are aromatic.
A-U-T-O-Matic.
You smell like a rose. I
Oh,
can get
yeah.
away with anything.
I never noticed that song. I never noticed
I'm
that.
Prince.
I never noticed that Erotic
I can
City,
get away with anything.
Erotic City, and Automatic are pretty much the same song.
What? He only made 90 million of them. How could any of them sound similar?
If we cannot make babies.
Why does this one sound like that one? I don't know, because I wrote it.
That's right. Wow, this song's still going. Okay, people. What else are we going to
Okay,
talk
this
about
is
for
pretty,
3 more minutes?
this is also
No,
nice
no.
background music.
Just-
it's fine.
If this album played while you were eating dinner, you would not be offended. That's my...
It'd be a very tense dinner.
This is a song that's on at the party when you go outside to smoke a cigarette.
It's not...
I would totally smoke a cigarette to this song.
Right.
I'm just saying,
no, I need
if you
to
take
take
the
chances
whole
again.
album, it's like I'm already synopsizing.
Yeah,
But-
that song was fine. It was
No,
lovely.
but like the whole album, it's like if it was playing while you were eating dinner, you would be...
Eh.
I am like, turn that off! Blah!
A-U-T-O-Matic. I'm an automatic fool.
Here's
And we got the beat back.
you You
The
can't.
exact same beat, I might add.
You can't walk in your sleep if you can't sleep.
Yeah.
that
Aren't we done with the
AKA
album?
Walk like an Egyptian.
That's the bingo.
So,
There's two more.
has anyone ever hit two birds with one stone? That'd be badass.
Well,
Just
how
like-
would you know?
You're like, F you, bird. And there happens to be another bird behind it.
I didn't mean to kill that bird.
Because you could.
I meant to kill that son of a bitch.
Unless if it was a really large bird, like a falcon or like an owl,
Oh, Ralph, why did
it
it have to be you?
like maybe it could deflect off a larger bird. But if it was a regular bird, there'd have to be a bird standing right behind it, so it had like a domino effect of, I just killed two birds with one stone.
Oh no, it would be a ricochet. You hit the one bird, and then it goes off in a different direction and hits the other bird.
It
Yeah.
pokes the other one in the eye.
Haven't you ever watched Warner Brothers cartoons? Pew! And you
Oh,
can
wow.
also stop a
Ow.
shotgun from shooting off by just sticking your finger in the end of it.
Oh, I just took a hard left with this album.
No, this is fine.
Oh no.
I don't really have anything to say about it, but it's fine.
Brett's antidepressants wore off.
I wish I was on antidepressants.
This is a totally danceable beat. See,
I figured out what it is. It's like the compulsion to say something to be entertaining for the podcast. If I did not have to say anything, I would just be thoroughly enjoying this.
Yeah.
But
this is pleasant. Okay,
I do-
for the purposes of the podcast,
I
I
will
will
say-
reiterate:
Okay.
this is a terrific song. I'm enjoying it very much. I don't really have much to say about it.
I'm
But
going to
it's
throw
lovely.
out, if this album came out right now, it would probably be considered quite innovative. Because
Groundbreaking.
Probably.
the things that I hear lately, just, wow, do they, like all those little girls that make albums, I can't tell them apart on the radio at all. I'm sure the people that are fans can. I remember when I was a kid and my parents saying they couldn't tell the difference between. But it's like, yeah, well, I hit that age. You need to do something a little bit better or different. Because this would sound like a damn good album right now. Half of these songs would be hits if they came out right now.
yeah,
Interesting.
I had two things to say. All right, that was Walk Like an Egyptian.
No.
Oh, God, it's
I want to say
commercial time.
one. I love Belinda Carlisle's voice. She just has this amazing, sweet saccharine
Yeah.
Yeah.
voice.
It's terrific. I always
And-
wish I could sing along with her because she's got the
And-
range.
And
Well, in your car, nobody cares. I sing along with
just
Belinda
couldn't even
Carlisle
do
in the
it. It was
car.
just too much. I would blow out my own voice.
Vacation, all I ever want.
and I will say in this
Vacation, how do you get around?
vacation. in this- What the hell is this?
And they don't do enough harmony to like try and sing along that way and like
But, yeah.
fake your way through the harmony.
Like
You're taking it way too seriously, person who knows what music is.
so it's like in this style of music. I actually it's kind of like a bit like the Smiths. I'm not comparing them. Like the Smiths are like
We gotta do a
super.
Smiths album. I don't know the Smiths.
The Smiths are like a hell of a lot more like melancholy. But
Oh, that's exactly
but they
what I
Sounds
know.
right up my alley.
But I still really just love that they're not trying to venture off into like amazing music territory like the Smiths never did. It's just very straightforward, jangly, like rapid fire, kind of like just.
Hang low.
Yeah, see, it's right up my alley. My alley is either dirge, super
Check this
depression,
I just love stuff at this tempo.
or
That's
absolute
it.
pop bubblegum nonsense. That's
This song
my taste
is-
in music.
Skid marks on my underwear.
So-
No,
Skid marks on my underwear.
no.
On
Damn
my
it, that's
fart.
practically the name of the song.
on my
It's-
fart.
Skid marks on my heart, people. That's actually the name of this song. I'm sorry.
So for whatever reason, I really love just that do.
He left skid marks on my underwear.
So I like the contrasting things. I love just this tempo and really like elongated psychedelic stuff. Yeah, I don't know why I gravitate towards kind of polar opposites in that regard, but
No, I think that's a totally normal thing. Like, I really have two musical moods. Ani DeFranco 1997 Dirge, or
Hear that guitar riff?
1985 Culture Club Wham.
You've heard that a million
1986
times.
Faith album, Like, I want bubblegum pop, or I want, dirge with a message.
Yeah, but I will say they probably would put on a really good concert in their heyday. Let's talk about Culture Club, who you're not going to see, Philistine.
Seriously, dude, I can't believe you're bailing on me.
It's gonna be great.
You don't want to watch your wife freak out about that? I'm really cute when I freak out about that.
I'm good.
Yes. Hello, listeners. Do you have chronic back pain?
So many things.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know the lead.
Yes, I have chronic back pain, but what am I going to do about it? I have free Spotify.
I assume it's the lead singer of.
Do you have chronic back pain?
I already forgot.
Take aspirin, you cheap bastard.
Like the lead singer of Thompson Twins is opening up for him, or playing at the same.
What's his face of the Thompson Twins?
Yeah, I mean.
It's just one Thompson twin.
Well, it was the.
Oh my god! It just keeps getting better and better.
I'm not going for that.
For starters, the Thompson Twins were a triplet.
Hold myself now.
So he's the non-black and female person of the triplets.
There's only one Thompson twin.
Hold me now.
Hold myself now. I'm gonna hold myself now.
Stay with me.
Anybody want to be a Thompson twin?
Thompson Twin has some good songs.
I'm going to Culture Club, and it is all 4 members of the original
last
band.
Song.
Oh my god!
Last song, and then we're going right into the Beatles.
Hey everybody, I'm the Thompson twin.
And John and Mikey. They're all
Thompson
there.
Triplets.
Did they all die or something?
Wow, this sounds exactly like the last one.
Does he get like a black person and a white girl to come out with him and just like stand there and pretend like they're the other ones or something?
You mean they weren't twins?
This was a mild hit. Can't Stop the World. I remember. I've heard this a few times.
You mean on XM radio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the beat.
It wasn't an Illinois hit, but
I'm gonna do a shout out to Richard Blade.
Richard, come on the podcast, will you?
So we're listening to the last song, "Can't Stop the World," and
all right, let's start the.
And they got the beat back, by the way.
They got the beat.
I'm still giving this a solid B. I downgraded a bit before it was a B plus. I'm giving it a solid B.
All right.
A very enthusiastic B. It does the trick. It's there. The only lull was the A-U-T-O-Matic song.
I will bet you anything it hit exactly who it was aimed at.
Yeah.
There were 13-year-old girls everywhere that were going, "This is awesome!"
I was 8, for the record. I'm not that old. I was 8. And, yeah, I was in.
Sorry, I was just...
Wait, here's
I was 100 on this song.
I thought you were older than me.
Can you make sure this is the last song? I think it is.
It is. I checked the original album. This was the last song.
This is reminding me of, who did the song Good Girls Don't?
Yes.
The
this
Knack.
totally sounds like that.
Oh, I love the Knack. My Sharona.
Or we could...
Ziggy just really wants that to be a better treat. He just keeps checking it out and going, "Mwah."
And nobody messed with it.
So yeah, do your ratings. The song's almost over. It's like 3 minutes. So let's get into your ratings.
I'm in 4.5 out of 5.
Wait, did they have the beat? It's not necessarily about the rating.
Oh, I'm sorry,
did they have the beat?
You know, they had the
totally
beat.
had the beat.
They had
Almost
the
the whole
beat.
way through.
I agree.
Yeah, they had the beat roughly 90% of the time, I
Yeah.
believe.
They had the beat 82.499%
But can any of us
of the time.
say any of the
Well,
other
if I was
words
going to
to
get
that song?
if I knew the mathematicals, I could probably be more specific. But they had the beat about 90% of the time.
girls don't,
Yeah.
but I do.
Okay, seriously, but we got the beat.
You can do that
We
with a
got the
lot of
beat.
songs from the 80s, though.
What are the rest of the words? Even the
Give your
chorus.
rating.
Give me the rest of the chorus. We got the beat. And
don't.
And you don't?
yeah, see, nobody knows anything about that song except
But
for you
I
have the
do.
beat.
All right, that was the Go-Go's. We're not going into
Woo,
the
They
woo.
said everybody get out your seat.
Go,
You know you can dance to the
Go-Go's.
beat.
Anyone have anything else to say?
I really enjoyed it, and that was not the Bangles.
That was a pithy. Is that a good word? Right, pithy.
If you've got to live.
Succinct. It was succinct. It was succinct. It was to the point. It was solid.
You're so mean.
It was bubblegum
Why are you
pop
making fun
with
of
a
me?
little bit of heart.
You know what? It doesn't go anywhere particularly groundbreaking, but it gets the job done.
It was danceable, and people called it Baron.
I'm just saying,
and we don't know why.
I'll bet you exactly who they marketed it to loved that album.
All right.
That's as
They
good
did
as it
their
gets
job.
for an 80s album.
And
No misses. Just a few hits, but no real pain.
all right.
Boom.